Hello, hello. Welcome to the new moon ceremony. Hello, Donna. So glad that you're here. I want to make sure. Fantastic. It looks like I'm streaming in Facebook. I want to make sure that I really am showing up in Facebook because you never know with technology. And we're still in the shadow of Mercury in retrograde. So as you guys hop on, give me a quick little hello. Let me know that you can see me, hear me. Oh, wait, I think I've got to go live. Here we go. I knew I was missing a step. Yay, Donna. So glad that you are here. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find myself live in the group. Yay, it's working. Oh my gosh, when technology works, it's the coolest thing ever. I just love it so much. Okay, so I'm going to give everybody a moment to find us now that I can see that. I think I see I'm live. Holy cannoli. Let's see. Hopefully I went live in the right place. Okay, I am live. Phew. I'm just not seeing any comments yet. All righty, here goes. We are going to jump into this. I think you guys can see me. Fantastic. Welcome. I love to do these sacred ceremonies, and it is an honor and a joy to have all of you here. I want to make the most of our time together. So to keep myself on track, because I have a tendency to go down rabbit holes, I've created just a little presentation for you because what I'm teaching you is a repeatable formula that you can do with each new moon, each full moon, and you can really cater it to the specific moon energy itself. That's where I can come in and really be of service, is helping you navigate, okay, well, what is this particular moon energy bringing forward for us? Hello, Eleanor. So glad that you can see us. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. Let's see if this will work. Yay, ta-da. All of my practicing is coming in to help me now. So you are in the right place if you've come to join in this very special sacred new moon ceremony and ritual. I'm so happy to have you here. And we're going to tap into that unseen world of energy all around you. I know that many of you who are here playing with me today, most likely you have that sixth sense that has popped up for you, those synchronistic moments where you felt the goosebumps, you've just known it in your tummy that something was going on, or maybe you had a dream and it came true. But the moon could really give you a lot of insight on how to tap into that intuition. So what you can expect from our time together today, I'm going to share with you my signature moon ceremony and energy recipe. We're going to talk a little bit about moon sensitivity. Moon mapping's a part of this. And I also want to share with you, and you guys are the first to hear, so I'm very excited. I am bringing back my Insight of the Moon Club. This is something that I had for many years, and then other things transpired and I sunsetted it, and it's time to bring it back. So you're the first to hear. This is kind of an unofficial announcement, but if you're curious, scan the QR code. It's irenamiller.co/club. I'll talk more about it at the end, but I just wanted to let you know that I love being able to take these practices deeper. And if you're someone who would like these ceremonies on a regular basis, who would like more guidance on connecting with the moon and the readings and the like, then you're going to want to check this out. I'll talk about it more later. But let's just first talk about, why is the moon important? Well, the moon is important because it affects and rules your emotions, your intuition. It also shows you how you really were as a child, how you behaved. And sometimes when we're very stressed and overwhelmed, we go back into that childhood memory. And so when people say, well, just do your moon when you get stressed, knowing more and more about your moon can really help you in life so that you don't have to ride that emotional wave of up and down chaos. It enables you to really rise above it all and not be at the whims of fate. So we'll talk more about that as well as we go. And Kimberly, you can see me. I'm so glad you're here. Diane, glad to have you. Lioness, hi, great to see you. Sandy, I'm so glad you did get in. Delee, yay. Julie, hi from North Dakota. Diane, I'm so glad you're excited for the Moon Club. And Julie, yay, inside of the moon. Jeanette, hello. Fantastic. Okay, so let's keep going. This particular new moon in Taurus, why is it important? Well, let's back up just for a second and talk about new moons in general. Generally speaking, a new moon is a time to plant an intention, something that we want to grow, something that we want to pour our love and attention and energy into to make it into a reality, aka manifesting or co-creating, as I love to say it. Now, why is this new moon in particular so juicy and special? Well, let's talk about that. Taurus is based on earth energy. Every zodiac sign is connected to an element, earth, air, fire, or water. And Taurus is earth. And Taurus is all about physical creation. It's about enjoying yourself. It is about manifesting. It's about actually bringing things into reality. This is the time too, if you think about it just in an agricultural perspective, where we're planting our seeds that we'll be able to harvest in the fall and in the winter as we're kind of moving on to the next cycle. But what you're doing now is you're preparing for the future. You're tapping into a time of incredible fertility. Taurus is very fertile. That's why it's considered abundant. It has to do with our finances, our self-worth, our value, our integrity, our gifts, our talents. It's really us tapping into that understanding of where we stand in the world. This is a time, a new moon, where you really have the ability to say, wait a second, where have I been selling myself short? Where have I been pouring too much energy into something and not getting a divine energetic return that felt in harmony and felt in balance? This new moon in particular is very much about connecting and committing to your heart. And when you commit to your heart's dream, that's the intention, that's the plan, then it's time to take action. So hello, Hannah, glad you could join us. Happy new moon. And Jeanette, you said you're a Pisces moon. Oh, holy cannoli, that's awesome. My son's a Pisces moon, beautiful energy. So this particular new moon, when we talk about manifesting or creating or prosperity and abundance, which it is very much about because it's in that Taurus earth energy, that's something important to take note of is that when it comes to manifesting, the reason I love saying it or calling it co-creation is because it is like a dance with the divine. It is where we say, you know what, I have a dream. I have something within my heart. I'm not quite sure why or how it got here, but I feel really called to take this action. And so we might have that inspiration. Maybe we make a vision board. Maybe we say affirmations. But the thing is that we have to be aware of the intuitive nudges and hints coming our way from God universe. Let's say you had an intuitive nudge like I did to bring something back into creation, like the Moon Club. And I've been thinking about it for months. I've been playing with it, hemming and hawing and trying to figure out how could I make it even better and more convenient for you. And I'm stirring this all in my heart and I'm wondering. So what I do is I just created a sacred space for it. I put my intention out there. And then as the universe would give me these little hints and nudges, people would ask questions, opportunities, doors would open. It was important for me then to take action. I can set intentions all I want. I can dream. I can manifest. I can do like with affirmations, but I need to take action and I need to be willing to open my heart to receive the grace, the gifts that come my way. I tell the story. I heard a version of this from one of my teachers many a moon ago about manifesting. Sometimes people think I'll just sit on the couch and I'm going to manifest the pizza. It's going to fall into my lap or life or the Chinese food. It's just going to happen. And then next thing you know, maybe, you're sitting there for a while and your tummy just gets hungrier. What has to happen is you have to take some kind of action. You need to make a call. You need to put that energy out there. And then you even have to be willing to receive it, to open the door and to accept the pizza or to drive to the store. So it's this dance between the desire that's in our heart that I truly believe has been planted there by spirit, God universe, and then our willingness to dance. with God universe. We have the wish, we put the intention out, and then we have to take the opportunity as it presents itself. So with that being said, let's keep going. This is what it looks like from the astrological perspective in 2D. I love to share the chart of the new moon with you because it's an opportunity to get an impression of the energy of it. It might not make any sense to you. It might be Greek, but what I want you to notice is that with a new moon, and I don't know if you can see my pointer at all. I don't think you can, but in the bottom right-hand pie slice, that little number 5 pie slice, you'll see a crescent moon and a circle with a dot. And that is, let's see, I wonder if I can, no, I can't do a little pointer. But that is the sun and the moon. And when the sun and the moon are next to each other like that, it represents the new moon. And you'll notice that the symbol for female, Venus, the circle on the cross, is very close. So there is a very large aspect of Venus here. Venus rules Taurus. Venus is beauty, it's harmony, it's pleasure, it's enjoying the finer things in life. And it's at 10 degrees. So there is a big energy around manifesting with this new moon and making your dreams a reality. So the new moon ceremony that we're doing today, I created it around the idea of the intention or the dream that you have in your heart. We're going to symbolically plant some seeds so that you can nurture them and they can grow over time. And it's beautiful to have a physical representation. And I'm doing this for all of us as a collective. You can redo this on your own at home later, so to speak. But I just have my cup with some dirt. I have some beautiful sunflower seeds that I'm going to plant. I did choose the color of the cup on purpose, green, to represent the earth energy of Taurus, as well as prosperity and abundance. So you can always bring the symbolism in those ways. The other thing that I want to just point out about this particular new moon chart that makes it different than other moons, because one of my Mastering Intuition students was asking me, well, why does it seem like every moon is important? Well, there are definitely aspects to each moon that can make it bubble up more to the surface. One of the things that makes this a little bit more potent is that a lot of the energy is concentrated at the bottom of the chart, which means that you're going to have more focus and intensity present, so that when you are tuning in to plant the seed of intention with the new moon, what you are able to do is really stay on track and be really more in alignment. You're less likely to be distracted and get thrown by shiny object syndrome or squirrel, so to speak. Okay, let's keep going. I'm glad you find it interesting, Donna. This is sweet. Glad to hear it, Jeanette. So my goal with you right now is to teach you how to consistently harness the energy of the moon with this new moon ritual. One thing that I want to share with you, and we're going to do briefly before we get into the moon ritual, because I find that this is helpful. Before we set our intention, before we set up the sacred space, it's nice to know how the moon is affecting you personally. We can talk about it on a high level like I just did. New moon in Taurus, it's about planting new ideas and intentions. Taurus, prosperity, abundance. What do you want to manifest right now? It's highly potent, fertile time. So now's the time to take action and go after those dreams, right? Okay, that's great. But you're like, well, dreams in what area? You know, like I had dreams to work on my house, or dreams for my career, or dreams to overhaul my health. We're going to dive into that. It's helpful if you know where your moon is. And it's even more helpful too at times if you know where that 18 degrees Taurus shows up in your chart. So if I go back here, some of you might be at the point where you are looking at your own chart and you can say, okay, well, where does 18 degrees Taurus show up for me? And then you can see, okay, well, it affects me directly here. If you don't know that yet, contact me. We can always, work deeper on that together. But in the meantime, what I want to offer you is the next best alternative, which is if you go by your rising sign or your sun sign. Rising sign is a better option, but if you don't know what your rising sign is, also listen, I would say listen to both, your sun sign and your rising sign. If you don't know what your rising sign is, again, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. But your rising sign is just a zodiac constellation that was on the horizon when you were born. And when you were born, the sun, wherever that was in the heavens, whatever zodiac sign that was in, that's your sun sign. So like being born in mid-October as I was, I'm a Libra. My son born in early September, his sun is in Virgo. But then you start to learn all these other aspects of yourself. Amy Lynn, I'm glad you made it. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. And you want to work deeper. So definitely. This is all stuff that in the Moon Club, we're going to go much deeper on. But in these calls, I'll give as much as I can. I want to make sure I just don't overwhelm you. So Libra Sun, Pisces Moon, Leo Rising. Fantastic. So let's jump into this. Yep. So Donna, all you know is you're a Scorpio. Fantastic. And that's a great place to start. So let me talk about the Aries energy. So if your sun is in Aries, like if you were born in the spring, if you were born in late March to mid-April, your sun is in Aries. If it's your rising sign and you know it, fantastic. Pay attention. But for all my Aries friends out there, this new moon is going to really center around new intentions around your self-worth, your value, your integrity, your talents, your gifts that you bring into this world, money. So you might find that this is a great opportunity for you to increase income, to find other streams of income, to find other ways to really value yourself and say, you know what, I've been selling myself short here. I need to go somewhere else, or I need to do something else. I'm ready to go for it. Physically, and the cool thing about noticing the physical aspects of where this shows up for you is that, like last night for me, my lower belly was hurting and I was like, oh, okay, this might be related to the new moon. And I had it gave me more understanding. So sometimes you might find like sometimes people's lower backs hurt. You're like, wow, the energy of the moon is connecting with that. So that's why it's helpful to know these things. But for Aries, being aware of your throat, your ears, maybe you're more called to sing, have more music around you. You're just aware. It's not saying that something's going to happen to those areas. It's just you're aware. You might find your voice and in your throat and speak up for yourself to actually speak what's been in your heart this whole time. Okay, my Taurus friends, this is about you really owning your individuality. This is about you stepping into the I am energy, recognizing who you are as an individual. It's really about you. It's showing up in a place that is saying we need to take time to focus on your physical body, your appearance. My Taurus friends, Taurus sun and rising sign, you might find that you want a beauty overhaul. You want a makeover. Like, you know what? I need to do something different. You might find that you want to tend to your physical body. You might find that you want to do self-help or self-esteem. Well, it's not even so self-esteem, but it's really a concentration on who you are, some work on the self. So that might be an area that you plant intentions. Gemini friends, this is an energy for you, this new moon, around spirituality, about unplugging from the world and really going into a state of rest. You might need some time away, highly intuitive, highly psychic time. You might be drawn more to the mystical. You might discover hidden strengths or weaknesses that were helping or hurting you. It has to do with large animals and the feet. Isn't that interesting? My Cancer friends, if your sun is in Cancer, you have the rising sign of Cancer. You're going to be drawn with this new moon more around community, friends, organizations, being in the public, humanitarian causes. So for example, my Cancer friends, you might find that you discover, wow, I've been working so much. I haven't had time to hang out with my friends and I haven't had time to volunteer and be of service. You might feel called to say, I need to make more time in my life for prosperous friendships, to be with groups and organizations where I feel valued, the ones that are valuable, and align with my heart. Maybe it's a humanitarian cause. Again, physically, this has to deal with ankles and calves, shins and eyesight. It's really about you accepting your quirkiness, your eccentricity, your individuality in the sense of you're very unique. It shows up in an area that is traditionally ruled by Aquarius, the 11th house. So it shows up in such a way that It's like I'm okay being me in the crowd. I don't have to change who I am to fit in. I can value what I bring, my own unique individuality. Fantastic. You're so welcome, Amy Lynn. Oh, good. I'm glad you're into the Moon Club. Fantastic. Yay. And Delee, so glad you're here. All right. For my Leo friends, so Leo Sun or Leo Rising, you're going to find more energy with this new moon around your career. So this is your calling. It's not your day-to-day job, but this is that stirring within your soul of something bigger. This is your public image. You could say your profession. It has to do with your reputation, your ambition, your drive, your being out there in the world, how you're seen. It's also associated with father energy. So maybe some Leos out there, something might be going on with dad. Again, it doesn't have to be bad or good. It just might be you decide, you know what, I need to spend some time with the father figures in my life. Maybe it has to do with something with authority. Maybe the Leos are discovering, you know what, I don't need to fit into this patriarchal regime anymore. I'm going to find my own dream, or I'm going to find a way to blossom within the system. Maybe that too. Physically has to do with knees, bones, skin, and cartilage. So you're just aware. So I have my astrology teacher, she's so cute, with certain things showing up. Like if, anyway, I won't get into that, but just watch your knees. If you had big marathons planned, out there racing, you're just kind to your knees and your bones. Virgo friends, this is about adventure for you. This is about potentially a long distance trip, going on an adventure overseas. It has to do with foreign cultures and foreign connections. It has to do with learning at a much higher level. You want to go and expand your knowledge. Sometimes you can see this as like the collegiate and the doctorate level. It has to do with religion, philosophy, and then physically liver, thighs, hips, and pelvis. Yay, Kristen, Leo Sun. Fantastic, fantastic. And Scorpio, Irene, fantastic that you're here. For my Libra friends, here we go. You're going to find that this new moon has to deal more with the occult, transformate. I'm giggling, right? Why am I giggling? Well, my moon natally is in the 8th house, and I am a Libra. And me announcing that Moon Club is opening its doors. You guys are the first to hear. It makes complete sense that I would do this on the new moon. It's funny, right? You just keep connecting the dots. Anyway. Love it. So Libra friends, you're going to be drawn a little bit more to the occult, to the mysteries in life, the secrets, to the afterlife, the other world. This is the ability I always think of. Have you guys ever seen Hades Town? But it's that ability, the 8th, where Libra's energy shows up. This new moon is in the 8th house. So it's that ability to go into the underworld or the afterlife, the other side, to really connect. Also associated with sex, death, taxes. Love to throw in rock and roll, but not really rock and roll. It also has to deal with hidden money or trusts, wills, legacies. A lot of times it can be around inheritance or receiving support from people, financially, spiritually, and just even morally. Physically has to deal with the muscular system, bladder, and sex organs. All right, my Scorpio friends. This is showing up for you, this new moon, with partnerships. So you might find something shifting in partnerships, new opportunities for prosperous, abundant partnerships. You have to be aware of these opportunities coming in. So that might even be setting yourself up in the right place at the right time, like going out to networking events or meetings or meetups. This could be a partnership in business or in love, organizations, even open enemies. So you're just aware, watching your back. Can deal with contracts, agreements, legal matters, competition, knowing that all of these energies have a high vibrational expression and a low vibrational expression. None of these things are all good or all bad. It's just how are we choosing to engage with it. So know that this has to do physically with kidneys, ovaries, and lower back. So my Scorpio friends, you're just aware, like if your lower back is achy during this new moon, you just pay attention and you're just kinder to it. That's all, no big deal. Hi, Cindy, glad you made it. Sagittarius. So Sagittarians, my friends, you're going to be finding more focus on your daily habits, routines, health, stress, work, the everyday kind of things, what's called the mundane, showing up and just being of service. You might find that all of a sudden that in order to bring more prosperity and abundance into your world, let's say you have that big dream in your heart, you might not be able to do it with your current routine. Let's say it's around health. Let's say you have a big dream to run a marathon. We just had our big Flying Pig marathon here in town, so that's on my mind. But if you're going to do that, you might have to change your routine because prepping for a marathon requires a lot of extra time to practice and run the miles, to eat well, to do the stretching and the strength training and the like. So your routine would have to change. So you're going to watch whatever your big dream and goal is. What routine or habit might you need to change in order to make that dream a reality? This has to do with small animals. I pay attention when moons, like the new moon shows up or full moon in my sixth house, because I have 2 little fur babies, and inevitably it's been interesting how things correspond. You know, they might have had an upset tummy or not feeling well. So this has to do with physical body, health, diet, nutrition, and exercise. And Donna, you said, that's you. It's very interesting. Oh, you're so welcome. And you said you have no ovaries. So watch your lower back. Yeah, exactly. Well, you bring up a really good point, Donna. So part of what I love to do when I call myself an energy alchemist is I'm bringing many different sacred traditions and practices together to create unique energy recipes to fit you right where you are. And I heard this wonderful conversation yesterday. It was like a video podcast I was watching of Dr. Mark Hyman, and he was talking with Dr. Tina, and I don't know her last name, please forgive me. And they were talking about compound pharmacies. And I thought, how interesting, because when you have certain doctors who can, and this is not my area of expertise at all, so, you know, take this all with a big grain of salt. But what I got from it was Dr. Tina, she really works with compound pharmacies to create I don't want to say drug, but to create the healing tool that you need versus just taking like the generic lump sum that somebody will offer you. But she starts on like low doses, she'll work with you. And I love that because that's what I love to do as well, is say, okay, we have all of this available to us, but if we take it in too high of a dose, it could cause harm. So how can we create something that's unique and personalized for you? So I try to do that as much as I can. And it can be challenging on the bigger level. That's why I love some of these other offerings that I have. I can go deeper with you. Okay, so Capricorn friends. This is about having fun. And my Capricorns who take everything so seriously and are all work and no play, you are being invited to play. And this reminds me of like the Monet time. So this is saying in order to be creative, it's important to have playful moments in life. And oh my gosh, he's in Lenny Kravitz. I was like, names on the tip of my brain. Lenny Kravitz was saying recently that in order to create his new album, recreation was important, recreating. So play is important. That's where we can get a lot of inspiration. Yes. And Capricorns are so disciplined and all about the work and very structured and very ambitious and competitive. You know, they've got big dreams that they're here to accomplish. They're being encouraged to play. It might have to do something with their inner child or their children, but stepping into their creativity, their artistry, romance, their physical experience, you know, just being aware of heart, upper back, spine, blood, and circulation. And Donna, you said you did have an issue in a partnership around love, getting back into volunteering. Yeah, so you're just aware of how this pops up in your life. Aquarius, and that's why, shameless plug, I love my Inside of the Moon journal, which is going to be, you know, an aspect of it will be part of the Moon Club to help you collect the data and to pay attention. How is the moon affecting me personally? I want to give you the tools so you can figure this out, because it makes a huge difference in life. Aquarius energy, my Aquarian friends, you're going to find more of a focus on home, nurturing, caring, traditions, the family. This is a very mothering energy. Maybe mom pops up for you, or maybe you in the role of mom. Physically, it deals with breast, stomach, and digestive organs. Okay, almost through. So Pisces friends, last but not least, my Pisces friends, you might find more going on with your siblings, your brothers and sisters, locally within your neighborhood or community, short trips, communications, your car, your vehicles. So what might that mean? Well, maybe you've been thinking about buying a new cell phone or a new car. Maybe there's a car of your dreams. Maybe you've wanted to be able to connect more with one of your siblings and have more open, fluid communication. This new moon would be great for working on that, for that abundance and prosperity around that. It also has to do with foundational learning, like elementary school or grammar school, any insights and awareness, and physically shows up as shoulders, arms, hands, lungs, collarbones, and your nervous system. So that means if you're feeling anxious or nervous, my Pisces friends, do something that grounds you and soothes your soul. Music is always good. All right. Woo, Capricorn. That's right, Julie. Time to play. All right. Thank you for your patience with that. I love to be able to share something that could be more personalized for you. And without further ado, let's go deeper into the sacred ceremony and ritual. So first thing to do is to set up the sacred space. And whenever I do a ritual, if I can, I love to make sure my space is as neat and tidy as possible, because the energy of your space, if you have a lot of clutter or dirt or papers piled out, it affects your ability to tune into the energy. So I'll do my best to kind of tidy up. And then I love to create an altar or some kind of sacred space that represents all of the elements. And this is something I go into very deep in my Mastering Intuition Energy Alchemist program. But I have something that represents fire, that represents earth, that represents air and water and spirit. And it can always shift based on my intention for the time. It can shift based on the energy of the moment, like the particular moon energy I'm working with. So right now I have a little altar set up behind me. And let's see if I won't stop sharing it. I'll take a picture and share it with you later. But I just have a little crystal grid set up, and I have these elements set up. Why? Well, when I went through my priestess process training, what I really discovered is that the more that you can connect to the rhythms of nature, the stronger your intuition becomes. When you start to recognize the symbolic nature of earth that creates a steadiness. So Taurus is earth, it's steady, it's loyal, it's dependable, it's a fixed energy Taurus. So it's immovable at times, like Sitting Bull. A Taurus will move when they are ready. They're not going to move to anyone else's rhythm or beat or schedule. It's up to them. Water is very intuitive and emotional. So I bring the element of water to represent intuition, to honor emotions and feelings. The element of air to find just the right words to communicate what it is my intentions are to the heavens, to the other people in my life. And fire for inspiration, for illumination, to bring these ideas and insights into my world. And for that motivation to keep going when things get tricky and I might hit obstacles. And spirit, of course, because spirit is the biggest and main ingredient of all, because without spirit, co-creating would fall flat. That's where I think so many of us get frustrated when we're trying to pursue our dreams, where we're trying to manifest or create something. We get upset. It's like, I've been working so hard. Why isn't it working? I've been trying. I've been throwing everything in. And it's that trying to do it all by yourself. There's that little bit of softening just to enable you to tune into the dance. How do we need to show up in order to make these dreams a reality? Becky, I'm so glad you made it just in time to hear your Capricorn reading. Yay! All right. So once you set up your sacred space and you have a little altar, it's nice. Now, most important thing, ground. Why do we ground? Well, we ground so we don't get energetically whacked. We ground so that we don't confuse our new moon intentions with somebody else's good intentions or well wishes. You know, have you ever had those friends who say, you know what you'd be great at? You know what you should do? This would be good for you. Yeah, you know, cancel, clear, delete. When you're grounded, you can take all that advice and input, but it won't sway you in your knowing of who you are and your intention. You're going to be so clear about that. So we ground. I'll bring us through that in a moment. And you call on your friends in high places. These are your angels, your guides, your ancestors, maybe. Maybe you're connecting with different spirit representations, archetypes, or ascended masters. Maybe you're connecting with the animals. But whatever you wish to call in, your friends from high places, your upper world allies, we call them in. And we'll do that in a second. And then this is the framework that we're going to go off of. This comes from my Inside of the Moon journal. This is just a little succinct version of what we're going to go deeper with. So every new moon that you work with, I'm going to encourage you. You have your sacred space that you're setting up. You're going to ground. You're going to call on your friends in high places, your upper world allies. That's always a given. But once you've done that, the 3 things that you can focus on, the 3 steps, is basically the meditation, the mantra, and the mudra. And these 3 M's, these triple M signature practice that I bring to you, what it's meant to do is create a way for you to energetically align your body to create shift. On an energetic level, an emotional, a mental, and a physical experience. So to bring you through this, and I'm so glad you love to ground and love connecting, Donna. Excellent. And Jeanette, you said you're fire and water. Wonderful. So what I want to do is I want to invite you to just simply take into account this affirmation that I have at the very tippity top of the planner, which is, the world is my oyster, and I will find the pearls. So there's this action connection. And I invite you, the overarching theme right now, to be open and alert to unexpected miracles. The energy of Taurus, there is this prosperity, there is this abundance, there is this ability to connect with your self-worth and know your true value. Be aware of the doors that are opening around you and cultivate a curiosity for the unknown. Allow your imagination to roam, the daydreaming, the recreation, what I call the Monet time, is so important for your spirit, because it's time to align your creativity with source, to step into the divine flow of grace and start manifesting your dream. So the sacred geometric shape that we're going to use for the meditation, this is the Kabbalistic tree of life, and it represents divinity coming down into physical manifestation. And this is where the idea, it simply starts as a twinkle in the heavens, and eventually you catch it. It comes to make its way to you, and it slowly moves through you. And will you bring this into reality? Well, to help with this, for those of you who have the journal, or those of you who would like a copy of this, I'll find a way to get a copy to you. If you're on my email list, I'll send it out with my email list. What I do is I just go to this in my journal, this particular sacred geometric shape, and I'm going to utilize the crystal grid, and I'm going to do this for all of us. So I'm going to place the crystal grid, or the crystal, I'm working with the jade, right in the very center of the sacred geometric tree of life. And that's going to be my focal point. It can be as simple as that. So this is setting up the sacred space to the next level. And the jade crystal, why I work with this particular crystal this month, is because it helps you tune into the flow of abundance and prosperity. And it balances your heart chakra. It helps you tune into your heart, to what your heart truly desires, not what anybody else does. And so this jade represents that prosperity, that abundance, the dream in my heart, and it's in the very center of the shape. I love with the altar, I've got little candles on my altar, but just so that you can see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just light this candle here right now. Beautiful, pretty candle. And simply by lighting the candle, we call in the energy of spirit. And I'm going to invite you now to bring your awareness into the very center of your chest. And as you bring your awareness into your heart space, imagine drawing a line from the center of the head down to the center of the heart. And then drop a beautiful green light from your tailbone all the way down through 6 layers of earth, through topsoil, subsoil, through a layer of granite, through a layer of fire, through a layer of crystals, another layer of fire, to the very heartbeat of Mother Earth. Good. And as you ground like this, anything that's in your space that isn't serving your highest, flush it out to the earth, where it will be recycled into something of great beauty. And imagine that you're sitting or standing in the sunshine and that beautiful golden ray of sunlight washes over the entire body, especially throat and neck and shoulder, really feeling that on the call today. Good. And as you welcome in that golden ray of sun, filling the spaces you've emptied and created, I want to invite you to call on your angels to be with you. Your guardian angels to watch over and protect you, to lead the way. I want to invite you to call on any ascended masters or teachers you may work with. Maybe you work with a saint or another ascended master or teacher. Maybe there is an animal that you felt very called to, like the eagle, being able to see the big picture and still be aware of the tiny little details, like seeing the mouse in the fields. Maybe you've been drawn to the strength and power of the bear. Fast and agile, even though it seems so big and steady. You can call that energy in as well. And as you've done that, I'm going to just add another little layer here because I feel it for this call specifically. Call your power back to you. Wherever you've given your power away, your authority, your belief in yourself, allowing somebody else to judge your worth or your value. As you're grounded, imagine a golden sun over the crown of your head and call all of you. This is your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, where you've allowed other people to dictate what you're worth or who you're worth or the like. Call it back to you, filtering it in through a golden sun over the crown of your head, through the head itself, the throat, and into the heart. Beautiful. And anybody's energy that's in your space, we just ask that the angels take it to where it belongs. Beautiful blue light coming in to fill up. Wonderful. And in this space, we have our little sacred geometric grid set up, our little meditation focal point with the crystal. I'm going to go ahead on behalf of us all and just plant the beautiful little sunflower seeds. And I invite you to hold your intention in your heart. And I'm going to plant the seeds for a beautiful community, a community of empathic, curious seekers who are moon sensitive and who really have been craving a safe place to learn more about their intuition, to learn how to step into harmony and rhythms with the moon, to create a place where they can learn and take this even farther and deeper. And I just plant that on behalf of all of us. And I'm even called to draw a little heart of love on my cup with the moon and the stars. And I just place that right next to my little sacred geometric shape. I'm going to invite you to just gaze at the shape on the screen, allowing your eye to move towards the center dot, and hold your intention in your heart and mind, whatever it is you wish to create and bring into this world. As your gaze is focusing on the shape creates an energetic shift and awareness within your field and system, even though this might be the first time you've seen this. Just like the stop sign, we could see a stop sign in another country, in another language, and have a general understanding of what it was trying to convey simply by the shape and the color. Sacred geometry is like that. It's set up in such a way that we may not know it in our mind to articulate exactly what it is, but we have an energetic understanding and knowing. And that's what creates the shift in us that informs us. And to add to that, we add the mudra. You're going to bring your second and third finger, so pointer and middle finger, to touch the tip of your thumb. And you curl ring finger and pinky finger into your palms. And you just rest the back of the hands on your legs, palm to the sky. This is called Kubera Mudra. And it is a yogic hand gesture of prosperity, abundance, financial well-being. Is to help you tune into your value, whatever abundance and prosperity means to you, especially right now with this new moon. Focusing on the sacred geometric shape, holding your new moon intention in your mind and in your heart. You can simply say the affirmation, I'm open to miracles. I am prosperous. I am abundant. You could even use the Sanskrit word Vam, V-A-M, Vam. And by saying Vam, what you're doing is you're activating your second chakra, Svadhisthana, of prosperity and abundance, connection, relationships, creativity, your value. Vam. You're aligning yourself physically, mentally, energetically, and spiritually so that you can be a clear channel for your dream to come true. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly you release the hands. Let's bring them together into Anjali Mudra. And with great gratitude for all of our helpers, our friends in high places, this animals that came in to help, got my 2 fur babies here assisting us, the ascended masters and teachers, your guardian angels and archangels, your loved ones on the other side, honoring your spirit. We're just closing the sacred space. And you can always blow out your candle now to signify the closing of the energy. Knowing that the sacred space that you've created will contain the energy, especially if you've made a little crystal grid. It will help nourish your dreams and intentions as we move from new moon to full moon to new moon through the cycles. And with great gratitude, with your eyes towards your belly, slowly, slowly open your eyes if they were closed. So let me know how you're feeling after that. What's really cool is that I had this big energetic shift in my tummy. Just this feeling of solidness and steadiness and this peacefulness that washed over. Taurus energy is very peaceful. You know, they know how to relax. They're like, don't worry, it's going to work out. I'm married to a Taurus. It's wonderful. So with that being said, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in. I do want to really quickly, I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Here we go. And just show you the inside of the Moon Club. So if this is something that you've been interested in, I'm going to see if it pops up. Yay, it did pop up. Woohoo! The inside of the Moon Club, basically, you know, if you're interested, irenamiller.co/club. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. What's involved in it? So the energetic weather reports, that's something that I've been doing in my free group. This is something that I will be doing for the Inside of the Moon Clubbers. We'll go a little bit deeper with this. Inside of the Moon Clubbers, we'll have a live monthly community moon ceremony similar to what we did here. It'll be a little more succinct, and we'll also include healing energy and energy tune-up and tarot readings with those. The tarot readings will also be like with the week ahead, what to expect, sacred rituals, monthly manifestation mandalas of how to engage with the energy every month, how to develop your intuitive gifts. Part of that monthly moon ceremony, we'll also have a chance to talk questions. Here's the energy tune-up. Special discounts for members. So as I have with my other offerings, whether it's upcoming retreats or trainings or readings, my Inside of the Moon Clubbers get special little deals. All of this, you know, if we were to add it up, you guys can see it. So if this is calling to you, I haven't announced this to the world yet. You guys are the first ones to hear it. I'll make a more official announcement next week, but I was too excited to hold this back anymore. So I'm going to stop sharing. But if you are interested in doing this, then you can, if I go back to this little screen, either go to this website or scan the QR code and check it out in more detail. But more information will be coming with this. We'll be officially kicking it off really in June. We'll have things going on right now in May. Well, I shouldn't say that. We'll be kicking it off in May. But I'll do the monthly planning. The other thing I didn't include in there is we'll do monthly planning for the next month. So for those who have the Inside of the Moon journal, you know, at the beginning of every month, there is the little section. Oh, hold on, I'm going too far ahead here in my book. There's a little section that we can fill in and figure out, okay, how's the moon's energy going to affect me this month? New moon, full moon, prepare for it, that planning. How do I use my time well, my energy, and the like. So you'll also have that insight, that deeper understanding of how to use the moon and lunar cycles for long range planning. So monthly, I'm going to also eventually add in quarterly. I have all sorts of big dreams for the Moon Club. So that's kind of just, again, this is ground floor. You guys hear it first here. And Ellen, you said, thank you. I felt so peaceful and calm, like a sense of being told, don't worry. Oh, I love this. I'm going to bring it up. It'll all work out in your favor. Keep going and never give up. Ooh, felt the presence of the hawk and the raven. Oh, so cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me share this part again. Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous. And Donna Marie said yes. And Julia said, so excited to have this back. Yay. And Julia, you said you feel much peace and calm. Jeanette, you're so welcome. Amy, I'm glad you made it. Christine, hello. And Kimberly, you're so welcome. Thanks for joining in live. Oh, Donna, I'm so glad you think so. And Eleanor, yes, you've been hearing the hawk last few nights as well. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, and see, and that's the thing. Pay attention to that. And, you know, and that's the thing, like with the Inside of the Moon Club too, I don't know if I said, I mean, there's so many goodies and I don't want to overwhelm. But we'll have our own private community, our own little group where we'll get together and we'll talk and we'll connect. And in that group, a lot of these conversations come up, you know, like, oh my gosh, I've been feeling this. Do you feel this? I hear this. And with the hawk, there's a wonderful book. And I know there's always Google that we can go to, but this Animal Speak book by Ted Andrews, I'll go to and I'll look and I'll just, oh, I went right to feather magic. Oh, very cool. I'll look up and I'll say, okay, well, how does the hawk show up? What kind of symbolism or meaning might the hawk have? What message might be coming through? And so if I just look that up really quickly right now, let's see if I can find a quick answer, because sometimes this is nice for the deeper work. Let me go to 151, 155. And as I do this, yeah. Oh, Turtle joined you in the meditation, Donna. Oh, that's really cool with the Taurus energy, because the Taurus energy is really about learning how to go slower and to take your time and not to rush and race through everything. Yeah. So the hawks, oh, the hawks are so pretty. The keynote is visionary power and guardianship. Ooh, spring and fall equinoxes, the new moon. Oh, very cool. Hawks are one of the most intriguing and mystical of the birds of prey. They are the messengers, the protectors, and the visionaries of the air. They have the keenest eyes of all the raptors. And then this just goes into a lot more detail and information. But even that alone, it's like, ooh, so you've got this energy of a keen, sharp eye, a super awareness coming in. I would really trust your intuition. If you get a little inkling, Eleanor, to go after something, call someone, talk to someone, be somewhere, I would really follow it through. And Diane, you're determined. You got a message of keep moving forward with kindness and compassion for self and others. Ooh, the owl and the stag were with you. Awesome. So cool. And Eleanor, oh, I'm so glad you love that. You're so welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. This was another long ceremony, I know, but I wanted to give you as much goodness as I could. Let me know what you liked, what you would like to see more of, less of. I say that in such a way because my sensitive Cancer moon, like even with constructive criticism, I'm like, okay, tell me what you like and would like less of, because I want to make sure that it's helping you and serving you. Anyway, Becky, you're so welcome. Oh, I'm so glad you're so excited about the club. And Hannah, oh, you're so welcome. And you feel like a sunflower. Oh, it's beautiful. All right. Have a great day, you guys. This is so much fun. And yeah, keep your eyes on Moon Club information. More will be coming out, but you're the first to know. All right. Let's love. Thanks for being here. I so appreciate you. Much love. All right. Talk soon. Bye-bye.